This conference will now be recorded.
Thanks again, guys, for joining. If you have any audio problems, you can just voice out or just put it in a chat message so that I can address it if something is a problem from my end. Okay. So thanks for joining. And today, what we are going to look into is the whatever we are going to cover as part of the 2 days crash course coming Saturday and Sunday. I'll try to provide a overview of all the topics that we are going to learn during the crash course. Okay, so this crash course is all about learning the your monitoring from an end user experience perspective. Okay, so I'll probably spend some time on explaining what we are going to learn and what are the topics we are going to cover. Before that, um, and I'm not very sure about the background of all the people who have joined, right? I assume that a couple of you might be having some automation or manual testing, functional testing background. Some could be a test lead, maybe 50, more than 50%. I expect probably have a background of performance testing, right? So the combination of multiple QA skill set is what I guessing the people would have joined. Okay, and from a performance testing perspective, probably some of you might have been doing the scripting, and then might be doing an end-to-end performance right from requirement gathering till execution and analysis. Okay, and as I said, the other people might have been doing some functional automation. Okay, so what is next, right? You are performance tester doing end-to-end performance testing. Some of you might be doing QA. What is it, the other skill set that you can pick up, um, so that you can expand your knowledge? You can probably scale up from where you are today to the next level, right? When I say next level, it could be in the same stream like performance, where if you're already doing performance testing, scripting, and execution, how can you expand the knowledge the same stream of performance? If you're doing automation, or if you're doing manual testing, or if you're in test lead, what could be your next skill that you can pick up, right? Because if you see in current market, people talking about the full scale testing, right? People should a single person will be doing the complete end-to-end testing of functional automation, performance, security, everything, a full stack testing. Or we listen about the SDET role. We also come across the words like observability or site reliability engineers. So a lot of new skill set that are coming in, a lot of new roles are coming in. But to keep it simple, from your today's skill set, whatever you have it, be it performance or be it manual testing, test lead, or manual testing, what is the next thing that you can pick up so that you will be relevant for today's market? Okay, and when we say what is the next step, there are multiple things there that is coming up in the market, coming up in the today's digital world, and the expectation from the different project teams, right? So we have this end user experience where we talk about client side performance for web and mobile, synthetic monitoring, real user monitoring, your server monitoring, DevOps, performance engineering, resiliency. All these things are various skill set that you can expand from where you are today, depending upon where you are today. If you're already doing this, well and good. It might not be a new skill set for you, but if you are having a couple of years of experience doing only the end-to-end performance testing and not exhaustive in terms of monitoring or whatever that I've given it in the right hand side, right? So that is something, that is what we are trying to learn here. And when I say all these things, right, few things are going to take a lot of time to for you to spend. You need to spend a lot of time to learn, practice, like things like performance engineering, right? It's not a 2 days course, or maybe within a week time you will not be able to probably get into that engineering, or maybe a resiliency. or DevOps. Those might have a little bit of a steeper learning curve. But there are few things which are actually not difficult to learn, very easy to learn and implement very quickly. But the effectiveness of those skill set are very, very important today, and it is expected everywhere. And those are all still called niche in the current job description. Okay, things like your end user experience, which covers your client side analysis, client side profiling, client side engineering, your synthetic monitoring, your server side diagnostics, right? All these things are very, very easy to learn. Even if you have a performance background, if you don't have a performance, not even having a performance background, these are all things which you can easily add to your resume or add to your skill set. That is what we are trying to learn as part of this crash course. So this crash course is going to be specifically targeted for these specific topics. The way we are going to do it here is we are going to have two sessions: session 1 on Saturday, session 2 on Sunday. And in the session 1, right, we are going to look into the complete client side monitoring and analysis. Okay, when we say client side, okay, I'll just give a high level overview and then get into the probably a little bit of specifics of what we are going to look into it. So the session 1, it will have the client side monitoring and analysis into your complete client side profiling, providing recommendations, how to improve your page. That is what we are going to look into, the client side monitoring and analysis. One for web, second for your mobile device, your native apps, right? Your Play Store apps, your App Store apps for iPhone, right? That is what we call it as a native app. So for that, what are all the different aspects we will look into it when it comes to end user experience, your CPU, your memory, your battery consumption. So all these things are going to be part of your device level analysis. So complete client side analysis, something we will look into it in detail on session 1. Session 2, we are going to look into two main topics. One is more from a server monitoring, where we look into the AppDynamics for application monitoring, application diagnostics, and then we'll also look into the something called Telegraph with Inflex and Grafana, tick stack. Okay, these are all from the application monitoring. And then when it comes to synthetic monitoring, right, as I was mentioning about end user experience, from end user experience, we are going to cover Dynatrace synthetic monitoring, right? Synthetic monitoring is more about you're going to run a couple of scripts continuously in production for 24/7, and then we'll be measuring the availability, and then we'll be measuring the response time, the error rate, simulating an end user behavior. So we'll see what is synthetic monitoring, why it is important, what are metrics we are going to cover as part of synthetic monitoring, and then how we are going to create scripts in Dynatrace, how are you going to schedule it, and what are all things we will monitor it. All these things are going to be part of the Dynatrace. Okay, and we'll also discuss and learn about the real user monitoring concepts. How as a performance tester or engineer, we will use real user monitoring for capturing our NFR to come up with our non-functional requirements or workload. So though we are going to touch, we are going to touch the client-side performance, client-side monitoring, and it's just not testing, right? We will also cover some of the important optimization recommendation that a performance engineer will give it. So complete client-side performance for a web, and we will touch upon mobile as well. And then we are going to touch upon AppDynamics for application monitoring. We are going to touch upon Dynatrace for synthetic monitoring. All these things, we have designed it in such a way that it is a crash course, yes. Within the 4.5 hours, 5 hours, we will try to learn as much as possible, with which you should be able to easily start implementing it in your project. And also you can practice all these things, because all the tools what we are going to use it, you can also will be able to go and install it in your own laptop and then do it. All these things are either open source, or there is a trial account that you can set it up for tools like Dynatrace or AppDynamics easily. Okay, and we'll also help you out with the links which you can download for the software or to get the trial version. All the details will be shared through a Google Sheet. Okay, at a high level, this is the agenda for session 1 and session 2. Okay, so what I will do is I'll probably just spend few minutes on a couple of things, right, each of these topics. So when it comes to client side analysis, the session 1, will go and try to understand what is client side analysis, what are different metrics we need to look into it as part of the client side profiling. Okay, we'll go through these slides in detail, like what are the metrics we'll capture in terms of time to first byte, time to first paint, load time, page size, how we typically go and measure this with cache, without cache, right? And then we will also talk about the paint APIs, navigation APIs that comes along with your browser. We'll try to understand how to execute this command in the browser, how to execute the JavaScript in the browser, how to get these different metrics like time to first paint or on load time, your time to first byte, DOM content loaded time. All these things we will practically do it in the browser, and we'll get these metrics. And also we will look into a couple of important optimization for a page. I have a sample application in which I will create 1 or 2 problems, and then we will see how to improve, how to overcome those problem and to improve your overall page performance. We'll look into this optimization technique also, the cache expiry, the resource compression, combining the style sheet and JavaScripts, minifying the JavaScripts, right? All these things as well, we will look into it as part of the complete client side profiling. Okay.
Hi, Sachin.
So yeah, please.
Yes, Sachin. So, for this front-end analysis, you are using web-based test, or is there any other tool?
See, there are a lot of tools available in the market. As you mentioned, web page test is one. We have
Yes,
this
GT
Lighthouse,
metrics.
metrics, everything is there.
Right.
We will,
Okay.
yeah. So we will for this session we will use only the developer tools, developer tool
Okay.
control to execute JavaScripts. Okay, because
Okay.
the source of all the tools, right, being web page
Okay.
test or yeah, GT metrics, the sources all comes from the browser. So we'll try to learn from source of these metrics.
Sure. Sure. Sure.
Hmm? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So pretty much the first session, I would say 80% of the time we'll spend on the web, which is very, very key when it comes to your client side performance. And then second, after in the first session, after completing the web part of it, we'll also try to learn from a mobile perspective, because mobile native app, right? You have your Play Store app like your Amazon, your net banking apps. So when it comes to those apps, what are the important client side metrics that we need to look into it, like CPU, memory? That as well, we will try to learn from a mobile native app perspective. Okay, so those two things are what we'll look into the day 1. And in the day 2, as I mentioned, it is going to be 2 things. One is going to be for the AppDynamics. So I have this AppDynamics configured in the cloud, and I have a sample application which is running in my local machine, in my Tomcat. Okay, and we'll try to run some test, and we'll try to first initially we will try to understand how to configure the AppDynamics with a sample Java application, how to configure the Java agent, where to download, and then we will try to we'll try to learn what are the various aspects of monitoring within AppDynamics. It's not about AppDynamics, irrespective of the tool. What are the important things we have to look into the APM for a monitoring, right? From a response time, from a CPU, from a memory, from garbage collection, from JVM metrics, database calls. All these things we will try to understand how to use the your tools like AppDynamics to monitor the server side of the application. That we will use the AppDynamics. And second thing is, we'll also, as I mentioned, from a synthetic monitoring perspective, it's all monitoring, right? Client-side monitoring, client-side analysis, your server-side monitoring for AppDynamics. And next is going to be a synthetic monitoring. Synthetic monitoring, we'll use Dynatrace. As I mentioned, why we use different tool is, tool performance is all about tool agnostics, right? If you want to do one thing, you will have multiple tools, but every tool is going to do a similar activity. If you want to do a application server-side monitoring, be it is AppDynamics or Dynatrace or New Relic, everything is going to do a same thing. It is going to provide a same kind of output, but only the UI is going to be little different. The components will be there in the left or right in the middle. That's what it is going to change, but nothing else. So in the crash course, we'll try to cover different tools so that you will get a picture of how to probably set a trial version in these Dynatrace or AppDynamics, and then you will get that comfortness saying, okay, Dynatrace is uh, something even you can go and set it up on your own machine, or AppDynamics something you can probably set up a trial version by yourself, right? So those things you'll get it. And from a synthetic monitoring perspective, we'll use a Dynatrace, and we'll go and create some synthetic scripts, and then we'll also go and schedule those scripts, and then we'll also try to analyze the already existing running scripts. For example, this Google home page is running for last I would say last 50 minutes, right? And it is running from Frankfurt, Chennai, London, Cape Town, and various region. And if you see, there's a one from one of the Beijing region, google.com is not available, maybe for whatever reasons, right? We'll try to understand how a synthetic monitoring is going to work, how to create scripts, and we'll look into what is availability, what is the response time, what are the important metrics we need to look into it from a synthetic monitoring perspective. Okay. So that is going to be part of your day 2 session. So and along with that, we'll also cover the open source infra monitoring. Infra monitoring, we will use the open stack of Telegraph and Inflex to collect your OS level metrics, infra level metrics of your CPU and memory. That is also, we'll look into it practically. So most of the things are going to be practical. It's not just going to be slides document. Everything is going to be over the tools. Almost I would say 80% of time during that 5 hours, we are going to look into the tools, not the slides or documents. Okay, that is something for sure, because all these things will have to be explained over the developer tools, or with the real application, or with the tools, right? So which means 80% of the time we are going to look into it from a practical perspective. Okay. And then, so since it's a crash course, right, I think with the way we will normally do is in those 5 hours, every day 2.5 hours, right? First 2 hours, 5 minutes, 2 or 10 minutes, we'll have this session where I'll explain, I'll go through all these various topics, and last 20 minutes we will allocate for the open discussion, Q&A. So we will have a Google Sheet, or we'll have a chat window where you can probably keep typing in your questions, and then the last 20 minutes of both the days, we will have a discussion and Q&A. And even after the session, if you have any questions about any of the topics, you can still post your question to the Google Sheet, which we will share it as part of the session. Okay. So that is how the course will be structured. Since we will have only 2.5 hours, the flow of the session to not get disturbed, we will have the 2 hours complete course, and last 20-25 minutes we'll have it for the Q&A. Okay, and if there are more question and answer, we'll also try to answer it offline between the sessions and also after the session. Okay, so yeah, AppDynamics, all these things from AppDynamics perspective: business transaction, OS level monitoring, JVM monitoring, database calls, events, alerts, response time diagnostics, all these things we will cover it as part of the AppDynamics. Okay. So any questions you have on the session timings or course content, anything you have, probably feel free to ask questions.
Satish, I have a question.
Yeah.
So in this session, can agent can be added? How agent can be added can be discussed in the session in the servers.
Yeah. For AppDynamics, yes, we will definitely. I'll explain you how to add the Java agent, where to provide the VM arguments in the Tomcat files. Those things will be shown and discussed during the session.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Hi Satish.
Yeah,
Hello.
good.
Hello.
Yeah, sure, go ahead. I could able to hear you.
Yeah, actually, I am from a non-performance background. I am having experience only in functional testing and API testing. So, so do I need to have any prerequisites for learning this performance engineering monitoring?
So
Sorry,
this is not performance engineering,
the
but as I said in the
monitoring.
beginning,
Sorry. Yeah.
yeah, at the beginning, if at all you wanted to probably learn the additional skill set of performance, this is good place to start because all these things are going to be very easy to learn, and you no need the scripting, load runner scripting or JMeter scripting for this, and all these things are going to be very easy for you to pick it up. So this will be a
Okay.
very good start for you to move towards, not move towards. Obviously, I think combination of automation, manual plus performance is what people are expecting. So it is going to be
Okay.
a good thing for you. I don't think you need to have a lot of other performance testing skill set to learn these topics what we are going to cover.
Okay. And this one, so performance testing also, that is a different topic. Performance testing would be required some other. This is
Yeah,
different
when it
from
comes to,
performance testing,
yeah,
or
it is not different from performance testing. This is additional activity, additional skill set, additional role, I would say, because a typical performance tester will do scripting. Like probably if you know about Selenium, right? Similarly, in JMeter or load runner, they will create performance test scripts, and then they will do load testing, and then they provide the report. Okay, that is one. And monitoring is one part of your performance testing role or performance testing activity. So this is part of the performance, Shiva.
okay. So do I need to combine performance monitoring and performance testing for a job, or
If you want,
can I go allowed for? Because can I get a like fetch a job on performance monitoring? Do I have the requirements on the skill set, or I need to both to be learned?
yeah, I would say for example, if you are looking for a full stack testing, right?
Yeah.
Uh, then this will help because you already know manual and automation, and with this you will also get the performance knowledge. Then it will be good for your overall skill set. But if you wanted to go on pure play, if you want to go for a performance testing job, this might this might not help in terms of getting a job because you have to gather the few other skill set as well along with that.
Okay.
Yeah, you can probably reach out to me or Kumar. We can probably better understand. I mean, probably help you out in little bit in detail. This is going to definitely is going to help you, no question about it. But if you ask me, if you will get a performance testing job with this alone, you might not. The other people who is having 1 year of experience in performance testing, who know scripting and execution, yes, this is going to be a real value add. Or if you wanted to be call yourself as a full stack tester, you who knows manual, who knows functional, who knows performance, then yes, you can very well say you can know performance because we are going to cover the single user client side performance, we are going to cover the synthetic monitoring, we are going to cover the app dynamics monitoring, which means you can that would be a very good package if you're going to call yourself as a end-to-end tester.
Hey, hello. Hi,
Yeah,
Satish.
hi.
Satish,
Yeah,
myself, Raghu. So, from past 6 to 7 months, I'm working as a performance test engineer.
okay.
So, I have a doubt on here you mentioned some mm, courses, right? Mobile testing.
Mm-hmm.
So, mobile testing for PT. So, I'm really interested on that. So, like what are the things from mobile you will cover all the aspects of mobile performance testing, right?
So as I said, right, day one, the client side performance of web is what 80% of time we will spend because it's very important and there is a lot of things to learn.
Sorry, your voice is breaking, Satish.
Oh, is it? Is it okay now? Is it okay now?
Now it's better. Yeah, please tell me.
Okay. Day one, as I said earlier, 70 to 80% of the time, um, we will spend time on client-side performance for web. Remaining 20% is what we will focus on mobile performance. And in mobile performance, we will definitely look into what are the important metrics like CPU or memory or API calls, your battery, all these whatever important metrics we have to capture, analyze, that we will discuss. We'll also look into the tools that are available to monitor and analyze. So if you ask me whether you're going to do extensive mobile performance, we may not cover it here, but whatever that is required enough, we will cover it. Yeah, that's how it is structured, because it is a 5-hour course, and the day one we will briefly cover the web performance, and then mobile as well definitely will cover. But I don't know what you mean by exhaustive things, right? Maybe you can just we will accordingly advise you what would be the best one for you.
Okay, Satish. Yeah, thanks.
Satish, the sessions will be on next, coming Saturday and Sunday, right?
Yes, session will be on coming Saturday. The dates in the slide is not updated. It will be on this Saturday and Sunday. The timing would be between 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST. But that is the schedule. This coming Saturday and Sunday, 7:30 p.m. to 10 p.m. IST.
Okay. This price and all, who will tell you about the price?
We can reach out to Kumar for the interview. Kumar sir.
Okay.
And the sessions will be recorded and the videos will be available for you by Monday.
Hello.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yes. Go ahead.
So, Satish, are you providing like interview QA and FAQ on this topics? Do we have material for this after the session?
See, from an interview perspective, we don't have any Q&A or any documentation from an interview perspective, but definitely the course itself is designed in such a way that you will be able to clear the interviews by learning these topics. So separately, we don't have any other documentation. This video completely will be made available for you for complete time. There is no time limit for access. You will get it forever.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. So maybe I got a similar question from one or two people even earlier. Probably in the near future, if I probably put across some documentation, that will also be shared to you in the Google Drive.
Okay.
If we have a Google Drive for each of the batch, where we will provide you the all the links, and then some of the say for example client side performance, right? I have one of the document where let's show you, that will be there in the Google Drive, okay, which will be available for you even after the session. You will have the access to the Google Drive, and then you will be able to use it. Similarly, if at all I go to create some documentation later, I will definitely add it to the drive, so that you will be notified as well. Okay, so we will have a Google sheet where we will have this Q&A questions, whatever you want to ask, right? If you're going to put that question here, the answer will be there in the same sheet. And then the software list like Dynatrace, AppDynamics, and then some of the WAR file which will be using it for a sample application. The softwares to download your InfluxDB or Telegraph, all these things will be available in the Google Drive, and the Google Drive access will be given to you. Okay, so that is how we normally do it.
Okay, and also resume build-up, you will be helping.
That I think whether you asked it, that you can probably reach out to Kumar sir. He would
not project based. It's based on the It's a general tool. It's not project based.
Come again.
It's a general tool, not based on any project or something.
No. Yeah. It's not for any project. It's all general concepts.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Satish.
Sure.
Hey, hi,
So these documents are going to be there in the drive. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, Satish. Just wanted to check with you about the mobile applications. You said that you will be covering that Android. So are you also covering for iPhone apps?
The iPhone apps, I can probably answer it very briefly, but we're not going to cover it for the iOS. Okay. If you have any specific questions, I can definitely answer you offline, but not as part of the course. Because again, for iOS, first thing is we don't have time. Second is obviously the Mac and iPhone and Xcode, all these things. It's going to be difficult to have the setup as well. But if you have any questions, I can definitely provide that answer in the over the offline or in the sheets, in the Q&A sheet. But in this course, we're going to cover only the Android way of doing it.
Okay. So are you going to share some sort of starting point for that kind of stuff, like which will help us for iOS apps?
Yeah, as I said, right, I can even provide you maybe a few links, blogs, documentation that is available in the internet, and I can also answer you specifically about the how to do it. But during a session, we might not get time, is what I'm saying, because the 5-hour course is planned in such a way that we will cover these topics. iOS definitely to kickstart. If you want to do iOS testing, I can definitely say what to do. That I can provide that complete information in the Google Sheet.
Okay, sure. Okay, thanks.
Okay, Satish, like in this session, will cloud-based monitoring be touch-based or anything on that topic, cloud-based monitoring?
Yeah, initially we wanted to cover, but again, this 5 hours is going to be too much of things to cover it already. So we thought we'll not do it in this 5 hours crash course.
So in between, can it be related? Like when you are saying about the app dynamics on the legacy servers, can it be related to cloud-based?
Yes. That is sure. That I think I will do it anyway. I'll do it, and even you as well. You can definitely ask questions, and we can definitely relate. Yes, how in the cloud, how it is going to be different. What is the combination of tools like your CloudWatch versus Azure monitoring tool versus AppDynamics? That relationship, that applicability, we will discuss for sure, so that it will be easy for you to match what you might need in your projects.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you.
Sure.
My question is, on these two sessions, you will show us how to inject the JavaScript on the web page.
It is not injecting JavaScript in the web page. From a client-side performance perspective, in order for us to calculate few of the metrics, in the console, we will go and execute a couple of JavaScript commands to get the metrics. So it is not injecting the web page. It is executing the JavaScript in the console.
Like example, like from in AppDynamics, like if we want to monitor any website or so.
Okay, that is, you're talking about the real user monitoring. Okay.
Yes.
So real user where a developer will get a JavaScript from AppDynamics product, and they will embed that into their HTML resource, and then it will be downloaded in the that we will discuss about that in the real user monitoring. But there are two things we are talking about, right? One, from a client-side performance perspective, we'll try to understand as a performance tester, how will you use a developer tool, or what are the JavaScripts we'll be using it to collect the client-side metrics. That is one part. Second is from a real user monitoring perspective, how the tool works. That methodology we will do it, but obviously real user monitoring JavaScripts will not be embedded into those things will not be there part of the session. And from a real user monitoring, we will cover what is a real user monitoring, how we are going to, because as a performance tester, we will not go into development perspective, and then we will not go and embed the JavaScript and then package it to the production. That we will not do it even practically as part of our role. So we will not go into that zone. But whatever we get from a real user monitoring tool, how are we going to use that data for our non-functional requirements, that we will discuss.
Okay, and like in this session, any dashboard, like you will be helping us in creating and dashboards for those monitoring?
See, when we say dashboards, yes, we will in the AppDynamics, we will look into various monitoring aspects, and from a database perspective, from the JVM perspective, we'll be looking into all the monitoring and diagnostics. And in the infra monitoring, yes, we will go and create dashboards either in Grafana or in the chronograph for the CPU, memory, all these metrics. So that dashboard will be covered from a your Telegraph, InfluxDB, Grafana dashboards.
And also, like you will be showing us how we will install the agent on the applications, right?
Yes, Java for AppDynamics, we will practically see how to download the Java agent, how to configure it, how to make changes in the VM arguments. That we will cover it. Yeah.
Like how about if any application is a .NET or PHP, so like you will be also showing this one, or only the Java?
Only, see, obviously we cannot do it for every other application, right? But it's going to be little similar. But in the course, we will cover the Java agent.
Okay. Thanks, Satish.
Yeah, no problem.
Satish, as part of the day 2 course, can I expect something at least 1 hour session on Dynatrace and 1 hour on AppDynamics? It will be?
I would say you will have 1 hour for AppDynamics for sure.
Okay.
And then 30 minutes probably on maybe 15-20 minutes on the Telegraph InfluxDB, and then 20-25 minutes on 15-20 minutes on Dynatrace synthetic monitoring. Predominantly,
and while
it.
Okay. And while covering, you will be covering the overview as well before you touch into those tools, right? Because I haven't used it practically. Just watched some clips, but will you be giving me some overview before we work on that?
Yeah, as much as possible to provide the context. Yes, definitely.
Okay. And whether we'll be getting any course certification completion, something from
the course certification will be provided by the Isha. Yeah, that's correct. It will be provided.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Satish.
Sure. Yeah, please.
Sorry, I might have missed your earlier communication, but I just wanted to reiterate some of the topics. So are we going to cover alerts as a part of AppDynamics or Dynatrace? I'm not sure you already talked about it. I just missed it.
Yeah, in the AppDynamics, we'll also go and cover how to set these alerts. Yes.
Oh, cool. Thanks.
Yeah. So even if you have any questions between now and tomorrow or Saturday morning, just probably you can post your questions in the WhatsApp if at all there are any questions. Okay. And for the registration and for the any other formalities for the registration, you can reach out to Kumar sir, and hope you will have his number, and the number is there in the slide as well. Okay. Fine, guys. So we'll mostly then we'll meet on Saturday evening. Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys, for your time for joining today. Have a good evening or good day, and we'll meet on Saturday.
Thank you.
Thanks, Satish.
Thank you. Thank you all.